Most people with CFS and fibromyalgia experience cognitive problems that are often called brain fog or fibro fog. These problems include being forgetful, feeling confused, difficulty concentrating, problems with word recall, and the inability to speak clearly. Cognitive problems have a variety of causes, which are shown in the slide. First is overexertion. That means being too active or living outside your limits or energy envelope. This is probably one of the most common causes. Second is fatigue. Tiredness makes it hard to be mentally alert. Fatigue is a good example of what I call the multiplied effect. If you can address fatigue, it will also have a spillover effect on your brain fog. So you get a double benefit. Same thing is true for other symptoms, that attacking one symptom of the major four, which are fatigue, poor sleep, brain fog, and pain, tends to have a spillover effect on the others. Third is overstimulation. This means trying to process too much sensory information. For example, trying to have a conversation while the TV is on in the background, something like that. Fourth, multitasking. This means trying to do more than one thing at the same time. Listening to the radio or the television while trying to read something, say. Fifth, stress. Stress increases CFS and fibro symptoms very generally, and it has an effect on brain fog as well. Sixth is poor sleep. A side effect of not sleeping well is that you feel mentally foggy, and this is another example similar to what I said about fatigue earlier, that if you can address sleep problems, you're likely to have a positive spillover effect on the amount of brain fog you experience. And then lastly is medications. Side effects of medications often include grogginess and confusion, and if you think that this may be a problem for you, you can check with your doctor about either changing dosage levels on your medications or finding different medications which may not have the same level of effect in terms of brain function. Like the other major symptoms, brain fog is best addressed by using a combination of strategies. We'll discuss strategies in three categories, one category in this video and two in the next one. They're all focused on combating cognitive problems directly, but as I said just a minute ago, your efforts to control fatigue and poor sleep will also help you control fog, because fog is often found in people who are tired and those who are sleep deprived. So reducing fatigue and getting restorative sleep will help reduce cognitive problems. And we have videos on these two symptoms in this series. So now we're going to turn to the first set of anti-fog strategies, which fit into the category of pacing. We'll look at four, and the first is rest breaks. Cognitive difficulties can be caused by too much activity, so one response, if you're not thinking clearly, is to take a break. A brief rest may be enough to end or at least reduce your fog. In this way, fog serves a positive purpose. It helps you to recognize when you're outside your limits and need to slow down. I would note that overactivity applies to mental and social activity as well as physical activity. And I'd like to put in a personal testimonial to the power of rest breaks. On many occasions, I was able to eliminate brain fog with a 10 or 15-minute rest. We're big fans of rest in our program, especially use of daily scheduled rest periods. Planned daily rest is probably the most popular pacing strategy among people in our program because it's straightforward and brings immediate benefits to most people who try it. I would estimate that 80 to 90% of people who try taking scheduled rest find that it's either helpful or very helpful, and we have a separate video devoted just to that. Second pacing strategy that's helpful for brain fog is routine. You can reduce frustration and confusion and be more productive by living a predictable life with routines, doing the same things every day in the same way at about the same time. For example, you might put your keys in your purse when you arrive home, or if your fog is thickest in the morning, put your clothes out the night before. Third pacing strategy that helps with fog relates to time of day, and that is to schedule your activities based on the time of day. Most people with CFS and FM find that they have better and worse times of the day. It's likely that you can get more done and have better control over your symptoms by changing when you do things so that you use your best hours for the most important or most demanding tasks. Probably the most common pattern is a gradual improvement as the day wears on, with a slowing down in the evening. But for some people, mornings are the best time of day. The important thing is that you find your best time and make good use of it. One person in our program wanted to keep up a professional license and needed to pass a test in her field periodically. She found that if she studied in the morning, she was able to read for only half an hour and had trouble remembering what she read. Then she tried studying in the afternoon and found that she had 2 hours of good mental attention and was able to remember what she read. Experimenting with time of day enabled her to increase her study time greatly, while also increasing her comprehension. Lastly, we have the category of postpone, switch, and cancel. If you're not thinking clearly, you may be able to postpone jobs that are mentally challenging, switch to a simpler task, or take a break. As one person in the self-help program says, when I'm too tired and foggy to think, I put things off until the next day and get extra rest instead. This point is related to a subject treated in another video, and that is habit change. In this case, we can learn to respond differently to brain fog or to other symptoms than we had in the past. In the words of one person in our program, I used to tell myself, work until done, and now I say, stop when tired or foggy. So there you have 4 ways to fight fog using pacing strategies. You'll find more strategies in the next video.